In Waterbury, police are bracing for some strong opinions. They're getting ready for what may be a pro and also anti-Muslim march at the same time.
Governor Malloy joining faith leaders at a mosque tonight in Berlin. Act for America has a march planned for tomorrow in Waterbury, along with nearly 36 other cities nationwide. The march against Sharia takes aim at what Muslims call the guidelines of their religion. The governor was just one of several speaking out against the group.
I want to publicly condemn what they're doing on behalf of myself, my family.
We need to sit with them. We need to call them in our mosques, and we should teach them, what is basically Sharia means.
Now, aside from tomorrow's Act for America march in Waterbury, there's also a counter march organized by the Muslim community.
Put the American flag upside down.
I'm here to support you guys.
Don't you get them? You support it now. With the American flag upside down.
We're here to let Sharia in.
Can I ask you a couple questions? Sure. What do you like about Sharia?
I'm just here to trust you. We're here to let Sharia in. We're going to read this book. Read this book.
Great job.
No act, no KKK, no racist USA. No act, no KKK, no racist USA.
I just wanted to come here and say, Waterbury is a great community. We're a very diverse community. We have people from every nationality, every religion, and every race. We live together and we all work together. We all have the same goals and the same dreams for our lives and our children. And we're not going to allow any member of our community to be singled out, or to be ostracized, or to be harassed. And we stand with our Muslim brothers and sisters. They're good citizens in Waterbury. They've been here since the time of the revolution. And we're going to keep them here. We stand with them. We support them. We're not going to let outside groups come into Waterbury and try to drive wedges between us. So thank you all for coming out and showing your support today. Thank you, Fox, the organization that put all of this together. And let's stand strong. This is what America is all about. All of us coming together for the same common purpose for our mutual good. Thank you very much.
No ban, no wall, justice for all. 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 No ban.
May I ask you a question? No? You don't want to ask a question today?
We're all set.
All set? Well, you're here to represent something. Are you here as a capacity of a representative or a citizen of the city?
No comment to you.
No comment?
You, if you call me a liar once, we're good.
A liar?
We're good. We're good.
Well, we just
You
wanted
can interview everybody else.
do you agree with Sharia law or no?
In the mosque, you're being persecuted.
What's up, Paul? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Not bad. May I ask you a question? If you don't mind?
What's that?
Well, are you against or for Sharia law?
We're not going to play your game today, Jim, okay?
Well, the reason why I'm asking is I'm just asking questions. What it is they're against Sharia law. That's really what they're pretty much representing over there. And I'm just trying to be a non-biased person, coming on both sides, see what the deal is. Well, this side is mainly just speaking about hate. We could all agree that we don't want hate.
Then we're good. So we're all in agreement.
But I want to know, they're against Sharia law. Is that something you could support or no?
Jim, I'm not going to play your game today. There's a lot of different things going on here, and if you can characterize it how you want, but we're not going to play the game. I'm here for this rally. I support the citizens and the people who live in Waterbury who are Muslims. They're very good citizens in our community.
I do too. I also do.
We're going to stand with them.
I think everybody could agree with that.
Then they should all be here.
I'm not harassing them, sir. I'm asking my representative. just
We're the speakers.
Well, you're welcome to go over there and listen. I'm asking my representative a question. Is that okay? Thank you. So, like I said, Sharia law. Do you agree or not agree?
I'm not going to debate Sharia law with you.
Okay.
I'm not going to debate Talmudic law with you. I'm not going to debate Roman Catholic law with you. Okay? We're not going to have a religious debate.
The reason why I'm bringing it up is because that's what
the reason you're bringing it up is you're trying to get me involved in an argument with you. We're not going to do that today. So
I just want to know where you stand on Sharia law.
It was good to see you today. Have a great day.
Oh,
Enjoy
thank
the rest
you.
of
I
your
appreciate
sunshine.
it. I wish you would answer the question, though. I support not hate. You know what I mean?
Then that's good. Then you're on the right side.
But I also support the Constitution.
I do too. I take an oath to uphold it.
Exactly. We all have. I even have. But my thing is just, do you agree with Sharia law or not? I mean, it's a simple question. That's what they're here for. And if you're here for the anti-protest, I would assume it would be you're for Sharia law. Is that correct or no?
I'm here to support the Muslim people of Waterbury and the United States who are very good citizens, want to live in harmony with everyone else the same way the Catholics do, the same way the Jews do, the same way the Protestants do. That's what we're here for.
Well, they're not having an anti-Catholicism law over anywhere, you know what I mean? So my biggest concern is they're here against anti-Sharia law. And that is what I'm trying to say.
Are you where he's taping right now? Huh? It's okay. Just wanted to make sure.
It's a public venue, so we're welcome to.
I just wanted to make sure he knew.
Everybody's taping.
I just wanted to make sure.
I'm sure he gets the picture.
I didn't ask you to stop.
Oh, he knows me. He knows I'm always videotaping where I go. Well, I appreciate it, gentlemen. Thank you. I don't want to bother you guys. Listen, I hope we could all work, on other tables, on other things, but I was just asking a simple question. I was hoping you would answer it. That would have been nice, but I appreciate your time.
Have a good
You guys have a good one. Thank you. So you were down here today against the anti-Sharia law protest, correct?
Yes.
Now, the biggest question I've been asking, I'm trying to ask the representatives on because we're on this side of the fence against hate and against bigotry, which we all can understand and support. Now, I was over there, and from what I'm really only getting over there is that they're anti-Sharia law. Is that something you agree or disagree with? Do you agree with Sharia law or no?
I really haven't an opinion on that. I think most people agree with, what they're saying in relation to that are over here. I think that they're just in opposition to the hate aspect.
I don't really see the hate over there because they're, I think they could support Muslims and whatnot. But what they're trying to say is they don't like Sharia law. What they're trying to do is protect Sharia law, protect the Constitution from Sharia law being implemented in this nation, which is what I've got from over there. So my biggest thing is that something do you agree with Sharia law or not agree with Sharia law?
Sharia law, the way I understand it, is not about hate. It's about certain cults within the Islam.
Exactly.
And to me, it's their religion.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just curious, where are you being taped right now?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to know.
Sir, everybody's being taped here. Can you please stop bothering me? Everywhere I go and I interview people, you're walking up and telling everybody they're being.
Make sure that
you don't think he knows he's got a camera here? It says press here? I'd appreciate it. Okay? Okay, you're being videotaped also. You're welcome to videotape me.
I'm not telling you to stop.
All right then, so you don't need to interrupt me.
It just occurs to me that the casual way you're holding your camera doesn't necessarily impart.
Oh.
When you're doing this, I've seen you do this several times now.
That wasn't videotaping, holding it. You want to look at the video? So, go on, please.
Could we just,
I know, this guy's been interrupting me everywhere I go.
For a second.
I think, like I said, the biggest concern is they're worried about Sharia law being the law of the land. So then I guess you would say you could agree that you wouldn't agree with that being implemented as a law of the land.
No.
Okay, that's what. All right, Jimmy, I appreciate your time, buddy. You have a good day. Thank you.
Why Sharia is right. You speak on why Sharia will be beneficial. Because some things are okay to hate. Persecution of people for their personal behaviors, their personal tendencies, their personal lives. It seems like I just want to respect others in a challenging way. So the hate is from Sharia law. This is an anti-Sharia law. That is which is anti-hate. In other words, what I'm saying is, under the Constitution, you have the freedom to say and do and be what you want. under Sharia law, you persecute homosexuals, women with makeup, anybody not covered head to toe. You force women to do this, genital mutilation.
Would you like the answer?
Yeah, I'm going. I'm rambling. Go ahead.
So
but it's just like that is an anti-hate rally.
Right. No,
this is an
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But what I will say is that some people feel that the Sharia law is associated with hate. If anybody uses anything with hate in Sharia law, I stand against it. Period. If anybody from my Muslim faith stands against the community, the LGBTQ community, I'm going to stand up against them. Anybody from my faith actually stands up against any minority, I'm going to stand up against them. So I am actually with you, brother. Okay. I actually love our Constitution.
And here we are standing together. I'm a Christian, you're a Muslim. And here we are standing together, each free to speak our own mind. What is wrong with that system? Nobody is bothering you. We don't need. The Constitution was made the way it is.
Absolutely.
And it's not perfect, but it's the best in the world.
I believe it's the best in the world.
So what they're saying is we don't want Sharia law here. We don't need it. It's a Muslim.
That's their right. Muslim. That is their right.
So you disagree?
No, that's the right of those individuals.
It's the right to protest.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely.
It's their right to protest.
Yes.
Because we don't want that. It's not a hate. It's that we don't want it. I don't want to be subjugated. I don't want to see women mutilated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I'm with you on that.
Or punished or persecuted.
I'm with you.
The freedom is on our side. Humbly disagree.
I'm not sure the understanding of Sharia is accurate.
Maybe you could he's right here.
No fear.
But that's
Muslims are welcome here. No hate. No fear.
He's trying to provoke me, man. I'm here for peace. Yeah, right here for the camera. Get this one right here, man. Get this
no
one
fear.
Look at this right here, front page. We're here to make peace. We become just. Right? And nothing needs to be imposed. No ban. Give him the flag. Look at right here. Front page. No ban.
Sir, may I ask you a question? Absolutely. I just have one question. They're doing an anti-Sharia law protest here. And they're doing anti-hate protest over there.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on Sharia law? Do you think Sharia law should be implemented as a law in the United States, or do you think it has to be in the closed doors of the mosque itself?
I think that Sharia should be left to the Muslims, and the Muslims should be able to subscribe to their Sharia however it is that they subscribe to it, right?
Okay.
The only reason why I say that is because as a Muslim myself, I've learned what the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet is, and it doesn't teach anything that goes against the Constitution of the United States. In fact, it tells us as Muslims that if we live in a country that's not a quote-unquote Muslim country, that we have to subscribe to the law of the land, and that would be that the highest courts would rule, and so the Supreme Court and the Constitution would rule above all.
Okay.
As long as it doesn't transgress on the rights of the Muslims as, community members or whatever, there is no problem. If
you guys have any questions at all, I'm a Muslim woman. Thank you so much. Any questions, God bless you. Feel free to talk to us.
I have a question.
God bless you.
Do you believe in Quran?
Well, of course. I'm here today. I'm a representative of the Muslim faith. The Quran is a beautiful holy text that we follow. Now, a lot of things happen is that people take parts of the Quran out of context. You got to remember the time and place that the Quran came down. It was a time when there was a lot of fighting happening, a lot of wars happening, a lot of persecution happening, and we take the Quran as a text that we follow. However, it's not black or white. You got to go to a scholar of Islam and you got to understand why that particular verse was sent down. What's the history behind it?
Can I interrupt you one?
Sure.
This is Quran 2:23. It says your wives are your filth or your property unto you. So approach your wife, your filth or your filth when or how you will want.
Okay, and who's Yusuf Ali?
Huh?
Who's Yusuf Ali?
You know better who Yusuf Ali is.
I don't know Yusuf Ali.
He's one of the Quran interpreter. You can have a lot of people who interpret Quran from the Arabic language into English. So my question is simple. So do you believe you are the property, not a human being?
No, of course I'm the property.
So do you believe in this Quran then? This Quran says tilth. Women are your tilth.
But you also have to provide the context of where it's coming from.
Yes.
Because that's
So do you have a cell phone? Do you have a cell phone?
That's something you're taking out of context.
Exactly. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, do you have a cell phone?
I do have a cell phone.
Can you go to Quran.com and read the context.
I can actually open up the book,
because
yeah.
you argued I should see it from the context, right? I agree with you. I wanted to understand from the context. Go to online, open the Quran, and you teach me the whole context, what it means.
So,
Go ahead.
so if
I'm going to do that right now, but go ahead.
So my question is to you. If you're saying that that might be something that I may or may not agree to, why am I here today? If I was, my question to you is, I'm an activist, I'm an empowered Muslim woman, I go out and I give speeches and talks, right?
Wonderful.
I follow what Islam says in the Quran.
You follow what
Okay.
Islam says in Quran.
follow
So why don't you answer my question? Do you follow this?
So I gotta go back to that. I gotta present it to a scholar. Like I said, the Quran is not black and white. There's multiple interpretations, right? So I would need to go take that, sit with a religious scholar who knows much more than I do, all right? And what I would need to do is tell him, why did that verse came down, what, 1400? 1400? Why did that verse came down? Because at the time, women were like belittled in 1400s. You know how many people were treating women back in the day? Islam came, gave women the right to property. They gave women the right to property, the right to inheritance, the right to be able to inherit from their family members.
Where is
Is it
written in Quran?
There is multiple ahadith.
Can you give me where that
there
is?
is multiple
Because
surahs.
I'm gonna go and read it now.
I would gladly come and bring you to a religious scholar. I don't have that
No,
on
you
me at
are
the
a Muslim,
moment.
right? You
Yeah,
are
but
an activist.
okay, what?
But no,
I have a question.
you are contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you, I would
Didn't you say you are
gladly.
activist?
I would gladly.
No. Didn't you say you are an activist or a Muslim? You are a Muslim. If you have a question, ask me.
Yes.
Now I have a question because you are a Muslim. Nice, activist, good. So if you are activist for a Muslim, how come you tell me you don't know what Quran says, and then yet you are an activist?
Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
What faith do you belong to?
Does that matter? I
Yes,
wanted
it
to
does.
learn about Islam.
No, it does.
We are talking about Islam now. We are
because-
talking about. No, I'm not an activist.
No, the point she's trying to make is that
You are turning it to.
No, because I'm trying to
I
help
wanted
you
to
understand.
learn. Okay,
that
you help me.
I'm trying. Yeah.
You are not helping me, but
No, I'm
for
trying
the
to.
simple
I'm trying to
question I am
explain to
asking, you don't answer.
What I'm trying to
But
explain
you are
to
trying
you.
to complicate it. I don't
No.
want complication. Just simple answer. Okay, go ahead.
What's your name?
My name is G.
Marcus.
Marcus. Nice to meet you,
What
Marcus.
she said is that she's an activist, but she did not say she's a Muslim scholar.
I'm not a scholar.
So,
Yeah.
just like when
She
people
doesn't
go to
know it
church,
inside
when
and
people go to temple, when people go to all different kinds of religious faiths, and they go to a leadership figure who helps them interpret the sacred text, right? That would be someone who also could help you with this.
Thank you very
so,
much.
part of the reason why we came here...
That's what she's
Wait,
doing.
I'm not done. So part of the reason why we came here is for you to meet Muslim people,
Yeah.
Muslim activists, but they're not claiming to be Muslim scholars who are
Exactly.
experts on the text.
So
So we would go back.
this is a simple question I have for you. You said she didn't say she's a Muslim scholar. Yes, she did not say she's a Muslim scholar. She says a Muslim activist. All right?
Yeah.
Don't you need to know a single or a little bit of Islam to be an activist for Islam?
So
Can I be
I could
an
explain
activist
it.
for a woman or a man or for whatever it is without knowing anything about it?
I like to ask a question.
Yeah.
Because today, they're doing an anti-Sharia law protest, and that was in opposition to this protest. My biggest question, I've been trying to get everybody to answer this one. Are you anti-Sharia law or are you pro-Sharia law?
So I'm for human rights. Okay.
Then-
This is what the ACT group was doing. However, they're against Sharia.
Excuse me, who is?
The ACT is
Oh, okay.
against Sharia.
Yeah, yep.
Okay? But they don't
Sharia law.
understand. Okay, so that's where part of the problem is. It's not a law. Sharia are a set of guidelines.
Okay.
They always say it's a law, it's not a law. Okay.
Okay, then
So
do you
Sharia-
agree with Sharia guidelines?
So
or do you not?
Sharia guidelines. So what does Sharia guidelines say? It says pray. It says give donations, charity.
It says throw gays off of high places.
No.
It don't?
No.
Okay.
It does not say throw gays up high. All right? It says love thy neighbor. It says respect one another. It says fast in Ramadan. It says these are your rights as individuals living. These are property rights. These are what you need to do. This is how you live your life. Okay? Now, people who are taking things all right, and spewing them, and then saying that this is Sharia, it's not right.
So with that,
So my recommendation is people who really want to understand Sharia, they need to go talk to an Islamic scholar. I'm not an Islamic scholar. I'm going to tell you up front. I have probably no validation to say anything about it. So Sharia, there's also a clause or a principle in Sharia that says you gotta live the law of the land that you're in.
I was gonna, I just wanted to reply to what she was saying earlier in the interview because I thought it was great.
Let me get this.
Yeah, go ahead, I get that, you get
Say
that.
about women. There's a whole chapter about women in the Quran.
What
And it gives a large status of women in the Quran.
Hey, Jane, how you doing?
Hi.
Jim with Change. Now, if I may ask you a couple questions.
Change.
Yes, ma'am. So, my thing is do you want to get your piece out and saying what you're exactly here for? It's mainly just against the implementation of Sharia law being superseded by the Constitution. Is that correct?
In other words, we're against Sharia superseding the Constitution.
Exactly, because from my understanding, according to the Sharia law, it's supposed to supersede law of the land.
Bingo.
Exactly.
And there are lots of elements of Sharia that aren't a problem. Avoidance of alcohol or pork, nobody cares. But wife beating, honor killings.
Now, over there, they haven't referenced anything from Sharia law except for the fact that they don't do mutilation of genitalia and women aren't oppressed. But the fact is they're screaming KKK, no hate. Do you agree with? Do you allow Muslims to be Muslims, or do you? What are you guys hateful?
Of course we're not.
Exactly.
And in fact, I'd call your attention to a recent Leo Holman article. Are you familiar with him? About death threats made to some of the survivors of FGM who have spoken in other states today. You don't hear death threats coming from Act for America ever, or anything even close to it.
So the only thing you're really concerned about is the implementation of Sharia law.
It's not even as broad as that. Those aspects of Sharia that aren't a problem with any, that cause no abuse, no harm, we don't care about. It's about the human rights abuses in Sharia.
And that's correct, and that's the biggest problem. And I'm really glad that you guys came out today and to voice your opinion. And I hope that you guys enjoyed your day. And
thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.